The following video contains profanity and language that some viewers may find offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And as you can tell by the title, I am coming with something a little bit different on my channel. So today, y'all see I had to put my reading glasses on because I'm about to read the hell out of Mr. Tylerious Perry on this movie, A Fall from Grace, that he done released on Netflix, okay? So if you are subscribed to my channel, yes, this is going to be a little bit of a different review. And as you saw by the beginning, there will be some profanity because when it comes to movie makers making movies like this, I got to get their ass together because some shit is just intolerable, okay? And this is going to be a very much spoiler-filled review because in order for me to read the hell out of Tyler Perry, I'm going to need to spoil some shit about this movie. But I'm going to go ahead and just say, I don't recommend you check out this movie out of enjoyment. If you want to check it out just to see all the mess that's in it, then go ahead and check it out. But I'm not recommending this movie to anybody. So spoiler alert. Now, if you want to watch this movie before you check out this read, then feel free, check out the movie and then come back and see how you feel about my opinion of this film. If you don't have any intentions of checking out the movie, then go ahead and just chill because I'm just going to spoil the shit for you right now, okay? Okay, so we start off A Fall from Grace with a woman on a roof. And we have a couple police officers trying to talk her off the roof. And she's mumbling about she's lost everything. She can't go on. Blase skip. So a helicopter comes, scares her. She jumps off the roof, okay? So then that scene goes and we're like, oh, what was the point of that? Okay, these are none of our stars. Whatever. So then we come to my girl, Brisha Webb, who, by the way, gave a performance way better than what this movie deserved, okay? She did a good job, so I ain't even gonna sneeze at my girl. But we come to Brisha Webb, who plays Jasmine, a new upcoming lawyer who is not very good at what she does. She's like the worst public defender. She has a terrible case record. And so she is in the bed with her boo, who happens to be one of the police officers that were at the scene of the suicide, right? So they talk or whatever, and she's dreading going to work because she hates her job. So she gets to the public defender's office, and lo and behold, her boss is no one other than Mr. Tylerious Perry himself, honey. Of course, he stars in his own movies, or at least is some sort of role. We're used to it, whatever. So he gives her this case, this big high profile case about this lady named Grace who killed her husband. So she's about to go to trial, and she's already confessed to the murder. So they're like, we're not about to try this case. Just go down there with this paperwork, have her sign this plea deal. It's decent. She'll get life in prison, and we're just going to move on with our life. So my girl Jasmine goes down to the police station, and she, for the first time ever, looks at the case file when she gets ready to meet her clients. And the only reason why she even looks at the files is because they fall on the floor and she has to gather the pictures. So I'm like, sis, you didn't look at the paperwork before you went to the jailhouse? Okay, I understand we just want her to go ahead and sign the paperwork, but at least look at the shit. I'm just saying. So she didn't look at it. And of course, in the dramatic reveal, we have my girl who's played by Crystal. I forget her last name, but she plays on the Have and Have Nots, I believe. And she just walks in and she looks very like sinister. And Brisha or Jasmine is like, oh, like she's just taken aback because this lady looks so menacing. So she gathers her paperwork, she sits down and she talks to her, and Grace is just not having it. And she's just like over it, like, just give me this damn paperwork to sign. And Jasmine is like, I'm so sorry, and just let me know what happened. So Grace goes into this whole summary of how she was a divorcee. Her husband cheated on her and they got a divorce. And so she got the house and she's just trying to make it as the lady that works at the bank. And her best friend is played by my girl, Felicia Rashad. Yes, honey, they drug Felicia Rashad into this. I'm sorry, Fifi. They dragged her into this mess. But Felicia Rashad plays her best friend, who is Sarah. And so Sarah has this great idea. She's like, girl, let's not do any dating sites. I have a friend that is a photographer and they're having an exhibit. So go there. Maybe you'll meet somebody hot. And she's like, girl, I'm not about to do all that. No, do it. I insist. It's going to be great. So Grace goes to this exhibit where she meets McCad Brooks, who is Shannon, who is in this badass $2 wig, honey. I thought that Shamar Moore wig was bad. And I can't even remember the name of the damn movie, honey. That bad braid wig he had. I thought that was bad. This mess they got on top of McCad Brooks' head was just abysmal, okay? So Grace is talking to him, and of course he has to be all mysterious, but we know this is the damn photographer she's there to meet, duh. And so she leaves because she's embarrassed once it's revealed that the guy she's been flirting with all night is the actual photographer. So then somehow he finds out where she works, and he starts flirting with her and sending her stuff. So then they start going on a date, and so they go to a date at a diner, and in the background, this is probably one of the videos you've seen on social media. There's this man. He's an extra. So he's in the back. It's supposed to be one of the fellow diners. And he could have at least pretended to eat the food that was there. But like, he put a fork up to his mouth like he was eating. And there was clearly no food on the fork. And so he's just chewing air. And then at one point, he's just staring at the camera as he's watching the actors do their scene. Which leads me to one of my major issues with this movie, which is the lighting and the direction and camera angles. Like, the extras should not be so prevalent in the back that I can see that this man is not actually eating food and that he is staring at the camera, breaking the fourth wall, staring at the actors while they're performing their scene. Come on, Tylerious. You've been doing this for over 2 decades. You know better. So we have this little jacked up little date, and he meaning Shannon is getting to know Grace, and he's getting into her head, finding out why her past relationship didn't work, yada yada yada. And so then they have this beautiful date, and she's just like so just smitten with him. So she's done giving all her information to Jasmine, and she's like, look, I've given you enough information. I already know about your reputation. You are not a good lawyer. You are not going to represent me well. You don't win any of your cases. So just give me this damn paperwork for me to sign. You going about your way. So that hurts little Jasmine's feelings, and she goes home for the night. And then this leads me to another issue I had with this film. She goes home, and then 2 of her co-workers and her husband are there, and she's just telling all of them about all the interview she had with her client just now. Is there no such thing as client attorney privilege? Like, isn't that shit confidential? Like, she just told you all that. That was not for you to go have wine and drinks with your husband and your co-workers. Your co-workers are not a part of your legal team as far as I'm aware. And if they are, aren't y'all supposed to talk about that in the office and have billable hours and be getting paid for this, not over some Merlot? I'm just saying. Maybe I don't know nothing about law. Hell, I ain't a lawyer. I don't. Anyway, so they're like, well, girl, you shouldn't have took this case. You're going to ruin this for us. This is such an easy thing. Just get her to sign the papers. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then she goes back to the jailhouse to get my girl Grace to sign these papers. And she's like, I just feel like there's so much more you need to tell me. Like, so what else happened? Like, what drove you to kill your husband? So we get another flashback scene of Grace going about how her husband wooed her and how he was just so great and so perfect. And we get this montage of him visiting her at work, taking pictures of her just randomly. Just, here's some fake ass flowers, and now let me take pictures of you at work. Just random ass shit. Like, none of the dates were romantic. So then he proposes to her in this at night in like a field of flowers, and all these digitally enhanced fireflies pop up. It looks like shit. Like, what is this on the screen? At least could at least try to make it look realistic with a hot ass mess. So he proposes to her. Then they go back to her house and they screw. And then he takes more pictures of her. Okay. And then they have a wedding and everything is all fairy tale. And of course, in Tyler Perry fashion, the perfect man turns out to be a fucking psycho and abusive, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, any type of abuse that anybody can give. Tyler Perry likes his leading men to do. So Shannon cusses her out and tries to intimidate her. She catches him on the phone in the middle of the night, which leads me to another issue I have with this movie, which is fucking continuity. How hard is it to look at a film and say, hey, when Grace got out of the bed here, she stopped and put on her house shoes, and we saw her walk out of the bedroom with house shoes on. But as she's walking down the stairs, she has no fucking shoes on. What is happening here? That was like a second to fix that. Come on, people. Come on. So then she realizes that he has a little temper to him, but she just lets it go because she needs a man, I suppose. So then she goes to work, she meaning Grace. She goes to work and she finds out that all of her accounts that she was working on have been drained of all their money, some upwards of like $37,000 or something like that. And she's appalled. She gets fired, of course, and she's been with the bank for years, and she can't believe they don't believe that she didn't steal this money. So she goes home and she confides in her husband, who she's been trying to call all day, but she can't get in touch with. He finally comes home and she's like, I got fired today, and all of my accounts, all the money got drained. I don't know what happened, but I lost my job. So he tries to console her, and he's like, well, babe, we'll figure this out. And of course, as any raggedy mother would, he's helping her find some shit that we all know he stole. I'm like, is he a crackhead too? Because that's some crackhead shit. Somebody will steal something from you and then help you look for it. How about we search your pockets first? Before we get to digging through this paperwork, run me your pockets. Because I know you got my damn money. So he's sitting up here helping her look through numbers. Like, you know you stole that. It was you the whole time. So, of course, so then she gets a call from the bank. She has to go to the bank. So now her house is about to get foreclosed on because somebody put out a second mortgage on her house. And she doesn't know who did it, right? So she gets the information to find out where this notary is from and all this stuff. And then she realizes that it's my husband. My life has been in turmoil since I met this man. I don't know why he wasn't my first suspect, but now I know that it's him. So she confronts him and he gives her this whole, baby, I'm sorry. Yes, it was me and I needed the money. And then he flips and acts crazy and was like, bitch, we married. What's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving your house. I'm not giving you no money back. Shut up, ho. I'm going to do what I want to do, basically. So then he starts treating her like shit, of course. And then one day she comes home and he's fucking some broad in their bed. You would think, oh, this is where she about to kill him. No, he pushes his little naked self up out the bed and about the woman he's in and pushes her out the room talking about, bitch, I told you to get some locks on these doors. And slams the door in her face. Tylerious. Come on now. You got to do better with these scripts. So then after he does all that, she goes downstairs and looking all pitiful in the face because she done got kicked out of her bedroom after watching her husband screw some girl half her age. And then after they done funking up her sheets with a badussy smell, they come on down the stairs, ain't washed their ass, I'm sure. And the girl talking about, well, I'll come back over as long as your mama don't come busting in the room. And he like, she won't. While Grace sitting in the foyer looking dumb. Come on, Tyler. You know damn well that ain't realistic. And that's not happening in nobody's world. But anyway. So then Shannon is like, oh, you should have joined us. Ha, ha, ha. And then Grace is like, I can't believe you doing me like this. Blah, blah, blah. And Shannon is like, I hate to tell you this, but bitch, basically I've been scamming you this whole time. I know you love me, but I don't love you and I'm just using you. So then Grace goes upside his head with a baseball bat and she like bludgeons him. And this is when shit gets real ridiculous. Now, mind you, McCad Brooks is a very stealthy, delicious looking 6'2". He has to be about 220. That's a big man, right? This lady, Crystal, that plays Grace, she looks like most actresses are pretty short. So she's probably like maybe 5'4", 5'5", about my size. Ain't no damn way she dragging no man that's 6'2", 200 some odd pounds across a damn house to toss his ass in a basement. But that's what she did. Tylerious. And then she allegedly drug him out to a swamp and got rid of his body, although she said she left the body in the basement. So this is where we're done. She tells her whole story to Jasmine. Jasmine is just can't believe what she hears, but she has some doubt after looking at some of the pictures and the evidence. And she's like, I don't believe that you did this. So then, y'all, we get to this whole thing of Jasmine just doesn't believe it, and she is going to defend Grace because she just believes she's innocent, even though she says she's guilty. And then Tyler Perry's character, Rory, her boss, is like, I don't want to hear that shit. Get her to sign this fucking plea deal so we can move on with our life, get our money, and go on somewhere. So, of course, they go to trial, and Jasmine sucks at her job because she's the worst prosecutor ever. And then we get through all this boring ass testimonies from all these people who we never even fucking seen throughout the movie. Who are these people? Stupid. So then we get best friend Sarah on the stand. And first she's trying to lie for her friend Grace and say that, you know, she would never do this. She's a great person. But then when she gets cross-examined, she's like, she told me she murdered him. Like, bitch, what? You just gonna switch on me like that? So, of course, the little courtroom goes crazy, and Jasmine can't believe it. She's a quitter. So she's like, we rest our case. And so then she's upset because she still doesn't believe that Grace is guilty. And so then her husband like gives her shit and like, you're a quitter, you quit. And then she's mad. And then the next day they've already rested their case. So now they have to do closing arguments. And during closing arguments, she's like, I want to call Sarah back to the stand. Of course you can't do that because they've already fucking rested. You can't call another witness. Come on now. So then I guess that was her way of trying to call a mistrial, which didn't work. She got held in contempt, got put in jail. Grace is found guilty of Shannon's murder. And then as she's getting escorted out the courtroom, she sees her son. Oh, I forgot to mention she has a son, child. She has a son that she loves, I guess, and a grandchild that we never see. But anyway, we see the son, but not the grandchild. So as she's being escorted out the courtroom, she sees her son and she's like, baby, it's okay. I'm going to be okay as long as I'm near you, which was part of the plea deal. And then she looks at her friend Sarah's necklace and she has Shannon's necklace on. Bum, bum, bum. So you're like, what? Was Sarah fucking Shannon this whole time? But continuity again. When we looked at Sarah earlier, she didn't have Shannon's necklace on earlier in the courtroom scene, which was 15 minutes ago in the movie, but 10 seconds ago in our time. But now she got the damn necklace on. Tylerious. So then my girl Grace starts having flashbacks of like all the times when she was so stupid and she didn't see all these signs of shit that just, oh, he wasn't taking a picture of me. He was taking a picture of my computer screen with all of my client's account information and blah, blah, blah. Forced. So then my girl Jasmine gets out of jail and she's like, oh, I can't believe this. Let me go talk to Sarah, because I know she's so upset that her best friend is locked up for life. So then her husband is like, well, I'll drop you off. She's like, no, I'll walk the rest of the way. You can drop me off here. You have to go to work. What? So then he's like, well, it's about to rain. She's like, it's okay. So then she goes walking in the rain to my girl Sarah's house. And then she meets Cicely Tyson, whose name is Alice, who is being taken care of by Sarah, just walking in the street. Now, mind you, it's supposed to be raining, right? We have rain noises, but there's no fucking rain. It's just a wet street, but there's no actual digitally inserted rain. So then we get Alice back to Sarah's house, and then Alice lets her know that basically that she doesn't live there, and then she gives her the address of her actual house, which bump, it's the same address that Grace was given, that the notary was at, or the place that had her signature signed. Now, mind you, this whole time, Jasmine is having flashbacks of conversations that Grace had with people. How are you flashbacking to events that you weren't present at? Fucking continuity. So then Jasmine has to go investigate a sound in the basement. And then lo and behold, she finds all these women chained up to a wall. And Sarah's up to some sinister shit. So then out comes Shannon. He's not dead. He gets Jasmine and ties her up and puts her in the bathroom. And then Sarah comes home, finds her, and is like, you didn't learn your lesson. You need to mind your own business. And then somehow Jasmine calls her husband. He gets notified. Then he goes, finds where she's at. He rescues her. And then somehow Sarah gets away. Grace is found to be innocent because she was conned. And then the movie ends with Sarah, who got away, trying to scam more people. So, y'all, that's what A Fall from Grace is about. And where I am pissed off is that not only was it shit movie in terms of lighting, cinematography, direction, the script, the acting was okay for the most part, costuming, wigs, continuity. Somebody has house shoes on in one scene, make sure they have house shoes on for the rest of the damn scenes. If one person has a wig with their tied back, make sure when you flip back to them, their wig is not a whole different other wig shifted to the front. Come on now. Tylerious Perry has taken advantage of his fan base for long enough. He gives them shit content because he knows that they will pay for it, and he don't give a damn. All these people that he's giving this crap content to are the same people that have allowed him to have this sprawling, beautiful studio for him to make more shit movies that he's proud that he writes by himself without a team. Tylerious, you got to do better, honey. That we will no longer tolerate you giving us content that is poorly directed, poorly written, just because you want to make a cute, quick buck. Please get it together, Tylerious. 2 decades worth of experience. You should know better than this mess. So obviously, y'all, I do not recommend you watch this movie unless you want a good laugh. That's it. This reading is over. As always, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see y'all next time for something else. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Holla.